I'd like to give you a little bit of lesson in Hebrew. You might find this interesting. You know, most alphabets are phonetic. If you know how it's pronounced, you can pronounce the words. If you know the alphabet, be it Russian or Latin or whatever. Hebrew is a little strange. It's not only phonetic, it is conceptual. Each letter has not only a sound, it has a meaning. Let's take a couple of examples, show you what I mean. The first letter in the Hebrew alphabet is an aleph. On the screen there on the right, you see the way it's written today. The way you see Hebrew written today is the way it was written after the Babylon, when they returned from the Babylonian captivity. The way it was written before Babylon was a little different. The aleph was written sort of to represent like a longhorn oxen head. Aleph was the first letter of the alphabet. It also represented strength, like an ox, you see. The University of Arizona's Hebrew department has discovered if they teach the kids how Hebrew is written before Babylon, they can learn the meaning of the letters. If you can know the meaning of the letters, you can read about 80% of Hebrew. It's astonishing. So Aleph means the first or strength or leader. Okay, that's easy. That's understandable. The second letter is Bet. It looks like a little teepee. It represents a house. That's not the way it's written today. It's got a different shorthand, but the original way it looked like a little teepee. That Bet turns to become our B, if you will. If you can visualize it turning 90 degrees, it becomes our B, but it's a Bet in Hebrew. The word Bet means house or family. Bethlehem, house of bread. Bethel, house of God, you see. And Bethlehem, Bel, and so forth. If you take an aleph, and bear in mind, all languages flow towards Jerusalem. Do you know that? Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, Sanskrit, all go from right to left. All nations west of Jerusalem go from left to right. Latin, English, French, Russian, etc. Okay? So understand that the aleph and the beth make up a word, ab. Well, the aleph, of course, is leader or strength. Bet is the house. The leader, A-B, Ab, is the leader of the house. That's their name for what? Father. Ab is the name of father. Abba is the familiar form of it. There's another letter called a he, which is a breath. Remember in Pygmalion, Henry Higgins teaches Liza Doolittle to pronounce her. In Hartford, Hereford, Hampshire, hurricanes hardly happen. You get her to pronounce her H's. H is just a breath. In the Hebrew, that breath can mean wind or it can mean spirit. But the he, if you put a he, which is probably originally meant like a hands lifted up or like an open window, but whatever, it means behold or revealed or a breath or wind, breeze, wind, or spirit. If you take a word and put a he in the middle of it, you're speaking to the essence of that word. And if you put a he between an aleph and a bet, you have ahab, the essence of the Father. That's the word for love. In other words, the word for love is the essence of the Father. The point I'm trying to make here, in the Hebrew alphabet, they convey not just sound, but conceptual